Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Diarra from Detroit, Season 1, Episode 6, Fishbones. So, it starts off with Detective Marshall having a flashback from when he was younger and who had first handled the case of trying to figure out what happened to Deontay Brooks Jr. And Diarra's reading it because he left the book on her doorstep because she called him a coward. But as she was reading it, she got a better understanding. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, she got a better understanding of what Detective Marshall was going through. So now it's up to her to try to solve the case and figure out what really happened to Deontay Brooks Jr. So, with the help of her friends, Moni, Aja, and Mr. T, they realized that there was some inconsistencies in their stories. Come to find out, the strippers back in the day, they all said, they all said that, that the guy, Zervis, was there the whole entire time. And it was like, what a coincidence. When people automatically get their stories wrong, it's like they cheated. So they figured that out. So they end up tracking down the old strippers from... Hold on. Yeah. So they end up tracking down the strippers from the club that they was in, I think, Edens of Ethiopia. And they was just like, they promised them to do a back in the day documentary, like a throwback, and offer them hair and glam. So it was 4 girls, I believe. It was Cinnamon, Ebony, Miss Peaches. Yeah, I think that was 3. There was a 4th one, whatever. So they was there. They started telling their story. So they listened to them talk, and they was like, well, dang, they can talk. So then they threw in, well, what about the OJ verdict? That's the same day that Deontay Brooks got taken. So they started talking about that. They was like, yeah, I remember this. I think it was Miss Peaches. Back in the day, she used to go by Wet and Wild. So she was, no, Flora's the girl. Flora, she was like, I remember because I was dancing on stage, and that day that the boss gave them to do more dances or whatever, and they to beat themselves up, basically. The OJ verdict was he was not guilty, and everybody was so happy about it that there was like, yeah, it's perfect opportunity. But then they was like, well, how could it be that Zervis said he was there, but he wasn't? Like, and then they had to try to make it make sense. So after that, whatever, come to find out, Danger's been making Diarra pancakes for the past 3 days and whatnot, and they just enjoying each other's company. So when she gets to school, Moni texts her while she's teaching the class, and they was like, so, what's up between your Robin neighbor? And she was just like, what? Like, how did they know? And Moni was like, I seen the footprints in the snow that leads back and forth to his place to yours. And it's just like, dang, can't just get a little break or peace, whatever the case may be. So eventually they go back and forth. And she was basically telling her, nothing's happening between us. Well, no, actuality, nothing was happening between them. So the rest of the day goes on. I think later on that day, after she's leaving her work, services people come to take her back to his place while he's there with his grandson, and he basically tells her she has 3 days, to cover up any information that she knows. Miss Velvet, she found out where Danger was staying at because of Roman, which is Moni's husband, told her where he was at, and Miss Velvet came to Diarra's place, and she basically was like, listen, Tank's dead. All this other stuff that he's doing is like, I just want to make sure, we're family because, we're family. Mind you, she picked up this toy. They look very sharp, like it could be like a razor blade or something like that. And he just like thinking like with a solid face, like, yeah, I don't know what could go left. I don't know what's gonna go on with the Kingdom too, but we gonna see. So after that, um, Diarra and the gang, they go revisit the Eden of Ethiopia, try to track down and go back in time to see like what really happened. They do a play-by-play. They also try to run down the time where it would have took them to get to the mall and to kidnap Deontay and come back to the club to make it seem like she was there all this time. So Diarra goes and plays that back in her mind, and she sees like there's some inconsistency. She was like, where the heck is Ebony? And Ebony comes into the part. Next thing you know, she starts talking to Ebony at her house in real life. And Ebony lets her know that Zervis was there the whole entire time. He was just in the back while I was giving him a hand job. And she was like, hand job? Isn't that what you're supposed to do with your hand? But she was giving him some head. So after that, it was like, now it's starting to make sense. Like, what really happened? Come to find out, at the end, Zervis, what's this girl's name? Yeah, Diarra, she ends up going to meet back up with Zervis and telling that she basically threw the Russian phone in the river or whatever. And, you know, because he knows all the information about her, and she does not forget all the information about him. And come to find out, they still don't know who the real killer is or mastermind behind Deontay's disappearance. So he's end up eating his food. Next, you know, like a minute later, he starts choking. He constantly needs some water and stuff like that. And he's just like, you need help, you good? She was like, you need help, you good? And he can't say anything. But then blood starts spilling out his mouth. And she backtracked to like, well, dang, he just got his food. And then she realized on the man who brought her the food, he was a black guy, he had a tattoo of a spider. And so all this time, everybody been talking about the spider. They're thinking it's like a logo. It's kind of like a gang when you think about it. So now she sees him leaves out the back door. She gets up and leaves and goes to follow. Next, you know, she's being tucked away into a car. So I'm wondering who really killed Deontay, or was it like his own father? Because now you think about it, the plan with Deontay went wrong. Come to find out, they was actually looking for Deontay Brooks Sr., which was his dad. So maybe his dad was behind the whole thing and to begin with. Oh, this is starting to really get good. I hope there's like more than 2 episodes left because this is a lot. Oh my gosh. And now Diarra's missing. Also, T, that guy that he met, Reggie from the club, he now in his house and don't want to leave. She need help with that. Well, he need help with that. And Diarra just thinks that maybe he's not ready for love, and maybe Reggie is, but Reggie's not getting a hint that T wants him to leave. So they're talking about that as well. And then he also wanted Moni to help come get him out the house because, you know, Roman wants her home, but he don't want her to be out on the street doing bad stuff. Basically how her former days was, he wants her to be a stay-at-home wife with her job and stuff like that because she drives the buses. So, yeah, this was this episode in a nutshell. Also, that's when we find out that Danger really gives Diarra massages at night so she can go to sleep. SWAT ends up coming in. Comes in at night, and Danger and Diarra had to stop what they were doing. She had to go put on some clothes. She goes downstairs. They start talking, and he was like, because his brother owns the police academy. So, with the police force, whatever. So, SWAT was like, you be careful what you're doing. I want you to come home. And she was like, you mean as your husband, as my husband, or as your lawyer? And he said, as my lawyer. She said, as your lawyer. So she's like, yeah. Then he ends up playing her recording of the other girl he was messed with that they couldn't really get together because, you know, of the Diarra situation. They was together for 3 months, so that was it. And then it's just like, dang. What's really going on? So, yeah, that's what this episode is in a nutshell. Hopefully I didn't miss out anything, but if I did, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, hopefully you guys are tuning in to BT Plus to watch it. It comes out every Thursday. You would not be disappointed. You can still got time to catch up. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.